Get ready. Start. To assess whether the technical contribution of the subject patent is restricted to a mere set or sequence of instructions, it is essentially to analyze the claims of the subject patent in conjunction with the complete specification. For the said purpose, this court shall use the claim construction that has been carried out in section C2 of the present judgment. Specifically, the examination of this issue shall focus on the question whether the claimed invention goes beyond a series of instructions or if it primarily constituting a set of if then else iterations that do not meet the criteria for patent protection under section 3 within bracket K of the act. The complete specification provides the context and detailed descriptions of the patent application, outlining the technical contribution of the subject patent in the system, architecture, data management strategies, conflict resolution mechanisms, and operational synchronization. In the opinion of this court, the subject patent clearly provides a broad framework implementation details for resolution of a technical problem. The claims need with the complete specification clearly highlight that the core functionality of the subject patent are driven by conditional logic and procedural steps. For instance, the programs on the mobile devices evaluate policies and resolve conflicts through predefined conditions and actions, which are classic characteristics of if then else logical iterations. The detailed description of the invention does describe the various embodiments in the form of an architecture of systems. However, at various paragraphs in the complete specification, for example, paragraphs use of language such as configured as a set of intraoperative instructions and configured to control dissemination of information from the least one secondary database to the at least one of the plurality of mobile wireless clients on a shared basis responsive to a determination of a privacy state of information highlights the instructional nature of the implementation of the technical contribution of the subject patent. The said description clearly indicates that the subject patent's core functionality, though technical in nature, relies heavily on a series of logical instructions to manage data dissemination and privacy settings. The said paragraphs are extracted as in various embodiments. Wireless server 205 may be configured as a set of interoperative instructions that, when processed using a controller such as a processor, cause performance of functions correlated to the interaction within one or more of the wireless clients 210 and more of the web. From the above extracts of the specification and the understanding arrived at, it is clear that the above service and agent are configured in such a manner which is characteristic of a set of logical instructions which are characteristics of an algorithm employing if then else logic statements. This configurations ensures that the SPA operates dynamically and adaptively in response to varying communication policies, thereby optimizing the control and regulation of information flow among the mobile wireless clients. The use of such algorithmic logic allows the SPA to effectively manage complex communication scenarios and enforce policies with precision, and reliability. In order to complete the assessment of various parts of the complete specification, this court shall also consider the elaboration of the independent claim relating to the method in Claim 3. Given in paragraphs describes a method where the wireless server displays scenarios, the user selects one and the server determines parameters based on this selection. Further, paragraph elaborates on the sequence of steps where the server presents options, receives user input, and then autonomously identifies and implements configuration parameters. Finally, in paragraph, various scenarios that trigger changes in configuration data are highlighted. Accordingly, in the opinion of this court, these processes are essentially a sequence of user interactions and automated server responses which can be implemented as a set of instructions. Clearly, these outline a sequence of instructions executed based on conditional logic and consequently subject matter which does not qualify for patent protection. This is the right conclusion for matter. From the above assessment of the complete specification as a whole, it is clear that the subject patent application is primarily a set of instructions which direct the manner in which the data has to flow between servers and to the devices. The use of terminology such as protocols, standard protocols, proprietary protocols further support this conclusion. Instructions for operating as a wireless server include instructions to collect emails from one or more email domains repeatedly in various paragraphs would show that these are a complex maze of instructions which are embodied in the servers which determine how the servers would route the information. Further, this code would also highlight that the system described in independent claim 1 also fundamentally involves a series of conditional steps executed by the primary and secondary programs. These steps include detecting configuration data, evaluating policies, and resolving conflicts. The operation of these programs can be reduced to a series of if else logic statements or conditional logic. If primary configuration data is detected, then evaluate policies, or if a conflict is identified, then resolve. Stop.